If you've watched this video before and you just want to skip to the warm-up, click this time. And for those of you that's your first time watching this video, enjoy. Yo, what is up PK fam? And today I'm gonna be showing you all the warm-ups that I do before I train. So we're just gonna jump into it. And if you're just sitting in your room, you're like, I just wanna relax and watch a YouTube video, this isn't for the video for you. You should save this video and then watch this right before you train. But anyway, what we're gonna start off doing is put our toe on the ground and then we're just gonna be doing circles with our heel. That's all we're doing. We're gonna be doing about 5 to 10 seconds for each thing that we do. And yeah, that's just how we're gonna do it. And then switch directions. We're switching it. You always want to make sure that you get both directions of whatever you're doing. And then we're gonna go on to the other ankle. So, I'm gonna be talking a lot so that hopefully this isn't as boring, but yeah, this is how I warm up. I have a sprained ankle on this ankle and it hurts. And then switch directions. So, since we're gonna be warming up to train, do you guys have any goals for this? Just start talking even though I can't hear you. Oh, you should have, for me, you should always have about 3 goals. Okay, stop that. Now what we're gonna do is warm up our knee joints. We're gonna have our feet together. We're gonna put our hands on our knees. We're gonna bend our knees slightly like this. And then we're gonna make as big of a circle with our knees as possible. If you don't feel enough of a warm up with this, you wanna get your butt even lower. And then that'll warm things up. And yeah, we're just gonna do this again for 5 to 10 seconds. And then we're gonna switch directions. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is open up our hips. This is really important, especially if you're a twister. So we're gonna bring our knee up, put it across as much as we can while still keeping our hips pointed forward, and then put it down, and then we're gonna do that in reverse. This is called open the gate, close the gate. And yeah, it's a nice one. It's a nice one. And make sure that your hips don't you don't pull anything in your hips. Well, it minimizes the chances of you pulling anything in your hips. And okay, now we're gonna switch legs, doing that exact same motion. We're all chilling, we're all having a good time. Oh man, I'm just trying to think of freaking things to talk about while we're warming up. Okay, we're gonna stop that warm up as of right now. We're gonna warm up our lower back and kind of hips, but mostly lower back. We're gonna keep our feet together, we're gonna keep our whole body straight, and we're going to make a circle with our hips. Because you know, hips don't lie. We're just warming up that lower back. You wanna try to keep your chest and your feet in the same place. Good stuff, good stuff. And then we're gonna switch directions. So guys, if you don't know already, you should always warm up before you train, even if you're younger, just so that your body lasts as long as it possibly can, especially doing as high of an impact sport as us. Okay, so we just warmed up our lower back, we just warmed up our hips, we did everything there, now we're gonna go onto our shoulders. We're gonna be out like a bird, we're not doing T-pose, this is not a T-pose, and we're gonna do really fast, small circles. Remember, keep your whole arm straight and tensed. You don't want to be relaxed like this. Make sure you're tense and going fast, small circles. So if you guys just warm up randomly, the reasons why we do warm up is so that everything's warm, so that there's less of a chance of us hurting ourselves, because if you think about a rubber band, a frozen rubber band, if you pull it, it's gonna crack. Whereas a nice warm, fresh rubber band will be able to stretch a lot, and that works just like our bodies. Next one, we're gonna have our palms facing the sky, and now we're gonna do the opposite. We were doing fast and small circles, now we're doing slow and big circles. And this one you should really feel in your shoulders, especially if you do it long enough. Okay, and stop that. And now we're gonna warm up our elbows. Our elbows aren't the most commonly injured part of our body, but it is still possible to get tendonitis in your elbow and things like that. So we still just want to warm up everything just in case, because parkour works out everything. We're gonna put our elbow in the palm of our hand and just make a really fast circle. And so the other reason we want to warm up is so that we can our body can function better, can jump farther, all the things like that once we're actually training. Because if you think of our body as a computer, we're gonna switch directions now. Think of your body as a computer. If you try to run a bunch of programs, as soon as you turn it on, it's going to freeze and be really glitchy. But if you let it warm up, let everything start up before you click on those programs, it'll run much better. We're gonna switch elbows now. I don't know. Like, on one hand, I feel like I should be talking to you guys to make this less boring, and on the other hand, if you're watching this like multiple times, I feel like I shouldn't be talking as much, because then you'll just be hearing the same things I'm saying multiple times. I don't know, if you're watching this for like the 4th time, then switch directions. We're gonna switch directions now. If you're watching this for like a 4th time, then I don't know, just mute me. I don't know. You can see what I'm doing on the freaking camera. Okay, now we're gonna warm up our wrists. Very important, especially if you're gonna be doing bars or you're gonna be doing a lot of vaults. Basically things that put a lot of pressure on your wrists. So hands together like this, like you have no friends, put your elbows together, and then you're gonna make like a figure 8 motion. So figure 8 type motion. Or just think about rolling your wrists around. But we're all having a good time. You guys should be getting hyped now. We're warming up to train. It's gonna be lit. We're gonna land all of the moves. We're gonna do all the lines. It's gonna be dope. Keep on doing this. Okay, and stop. And then lastly, for our drawing warm-ups, we're gonna reach behind our back. We're going to straighten our arms just so that everything's locked into place. We're not like ragdolling. And now we're just going to spin our necks in a circle. Your neck should be completely relaxed when you do this. You shouldn't be like looking in one place. You should feel like a rag doll. Very important, especially with this, make sure you start off slow and then you can slowly speed it up. If you start really fast doing these, you could hurt something in your neck, which you don't want to do. And switch directions. We're all chilling. And stop. Okay, so now, I'm a little dizzy. Hopefully you're a little dizzy too. But anyway, hopefully now you're like slightly warmed up, all your joints don't feel so groggy, but now we need to warm up our muscles because obviously we're using our muscles just as much as we're using our joints. So we're gonna start from the bottom to the top again. What I want you to do to warm up your ankles and just those muscles in your calves and everything is rock from your heels. So rock from your heels to your toes. And I want you to just really emphasize on really pushing on your heels and then pushing through your toes. Like you're trying to jump, but only using your toes. Just gonna do this for a couple seconds. And then now what we're gonna do is called a frog jump. So we're gonna act like a frog. So this is, well, we're doing similar to just a slap out landing, but we're gonna just be in a frog position like this. Make sure your knees are going out, hands in the middle, and then we're gonna jump as high as we possibly can to the point that you're jumping out of the frame. Even though you're not in a frame, I'm in a frame, but it's whatever. Pretend like you're in a frame, jump out of it. We're gonna do that 3 times. 1, 2, let's make it 5. 3, 4, and 5. Really important for that, make sure you're not bending with your back like this, make sure you're bending with your legs. Trying to get your butt as low as possible. Next warm up we're gonna do, to just do a little bit more warm up on our quads now, are gonna be tuck jumps. So you're gonna jump up and then do a tuck. So jump and then tuck. Really try to bring your knees to your chest. We're doing this 5 times. That was 3, 4, and 5. Let you finish those 5. Now we're gonna be warming up our abs. This is really important, especially if you're flipping, because a lot of flipping has to do with crunching your abs really tight to tuck. So what we're gonna do to warm up our abs is, if you have a bar to hang on, and if you're playing at a playground, this should be pretty easy. You're going to do 5 leg lifts. So a leg lift is bringing your toes to the bar, and if you can't do that, then just bring your knees as high as you can. If you don't have a bar, then what you're gonna do is called a banana boat. So we're gonna lay on our back like this. We're gonna balance on our butt and lift up our legs and lift up our chest and hold this. And then you're going to bring your knees in and tuck and extend and tuck and extend about for 5 to 10 seconds. And if you really want to get some abs, just do both of those warm-ups instead of one or the other. And then lastly, at least for single warm-ups, we're gonna be warming up our arms. We're gonna be doing 3 parkour push-ups and 3 dive bombers. This is what a parkour push-up is. So you're gonna be obviously in a push-up position. You're going to do 1 elbow on the ground, lift it back up, other elbow, both elbows back up, and a push-up. So that was 1. 1 parkour push-up is elbow, elbow, both elbows, and then push-up. So let's do that. We want to do, let's say 5 of these. Elbow, elbow, both, push-up, elbow, 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 push-up, elbow, 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 push-up, elbow, 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 push-up, and lastly elbow, 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 push-up. Okay, the next thing we're gonna be doing is 5 dive bombers. So what we're gonna be doing here is being in a push-up position, and then we're gonna pretend like there's a bar right above our heads. We wanna go under that bar and peek our head out. So there's a bar right there. We're gonna go under it, peek our head out, and do that in reverse about 5 times. So you do that about 5 times. I'm not going to because I'm really tired. And I did arm day. I'm working out now. I had arm day yesterday, so my upper body is dying. Okay, so at this point, all of your muscles should be, for the most part, have some blood running through them. All of your joints should feel warmed up. You shouldn't feel groggy. Lastly, what you're gonna do to get your heart rate up, to get your blood flowing, is do 1 minute of constant moving. So in my parkour gym, I do 1 minute of constantly just moving around the gym, doing any type of parkour moves, vaults, swings, all things like that, just for 1 minute. By the end of that 1 minute, you should be panting pretty hard, but after that 1 minute, you should feel like fully warmed up. But anyway, that is all of my warm-ups that I do before I train. Oh yeah, I encourage you guys to watch this video at least 3 times, just so that you can remember everything to do. If you watch it just once, you're not gonna remember everything, and also, it'll help my views. Heck yeah. Okay, let me catch my breath 1 second.